That little brown bottle in your medicine cabinet costs about $1, and the average homeowner pays a plumber $300 or more a year for problems it would have handled in 15 minutes. Most people only think of hydrogen peroxide as the thing you pour on a cut. Plumbers know exactly what else it does. They just don't volunteer it because every slow drain, every smelly disposal, every musty washing machine is a service call somebody gets to charge for. 9 of them. And number 4 is the one where I'm going to disagree with almost every other video on this subject, including the one that probably sent you here. Here's what the stuff actually is. Hydrogen peroxide is water with one extra oxygen atom attached. That's it. When it touches bacteria, mold, or biological slime, it releases that atom in a rapid reaction that breaks the gunk apart at a chemical level. Then it falls apart itself into nothing but water and oxygen. No residue, no fumes. Which is also why it has limits, and I'll be straight about those as we go. Number 1, it clears a slow draining sink. If your bathroom sink is draining slowly, it isn't really a clog yet. It's biofilm, a slimy mix of soap scum, toothpaste residue, hair, and bacteria coating the inside of the pipe, narrowing it a little more every month. Walk the cleaning aisle and you'll see drain cleaners at $10 to $20 a bottle. Most are lye-based, they generate real heat in a confined trap, and they work for a few weeks before the slime comes back. Peroxide does the same job on biofilm, gentler and cheaper. 1 cup of 3% straight down the drain. Let it sit 30 minutes. You'll hear it fizzing as it breaks down the organic layer. Then flush with hot tap water for 30 seconds. Once a month and you'll stay ahead of it. One honest limit here. Peroxide handles biological slime. It does not dissolve grease. If your kitchen sink is properly blocked with cooking fat, this is the wrong bottle, and washing soda is the right one because it converts the fat into soap. Different problem, different chemistry. Number 2, it deodorizes a garbage disposal overnight. That sour smell coming out of your kitchen sink isn't the disposal. It's bacterial slime coating the rubber splash guard, the blade housing, and the upper grinding chamber. Commercial disposal cleaners run $6 to $10 a pack and mostly mask the smell for a few days. Peroxide kills the bacteria on contact. Half a cup straight into the disposal. Let it sit 10 minutes with the water off. You'll see it foam as it works through the slime. Then run hot water and turn the disposal on for 30 seconds. Gone. And because you killed the colony instead of covering it, it takes weeks to come back instead of days. Lift out the splash guard and do the underside while you're there. That's where most of it lives and nobody ever looks. Number 3, it handles a slow shower drain. If your shower has slowed to a trickle, the cause is almost always a mat of hair bound together with conditioner residue and soap scum sitting in the trap. A plumber's minimum call-out is around $150, and the actual job takes 10 minutes. Now here's where I part company with the version of this advice you'll see everywhere. You'll be told to pour in baking soda and follow it with peroxide so the fizzing pushes the clog through. Don't bother, that fizz is a neutralization reaction. Baking soda is a base, peroxide is mildly acidic, and putting them together mostly means they cancel each other out and produce gas that escapes straight back up the plug hole. You've combined 2 things that each do something useful into one thing that does very little. Use the peroxide on its own, 1 full cup, straight down, 30 minutes, then the hottest tap water you've got for a full minute. It breaks down the biofilm that's binding the hair mat together and lets the whole thing pass. If it's a genuinely solid mat, no chemistry is going to save you. Pull the drain cover and take it out with a hair snake tool. $3, 30 seconds, and it's the actual fix. Number 4, the brown ring in your toilet and why I'm about to disagree with everybody. If you have a brown, orange, or rust-colored ring in your toilet bowl that no amount of scrubbing or bleach touches, you do not need a new fixture, and you certainly don't need to pay $300 to $500 for one. But before you reach for the peroxide, do one thing. Put a glove on and drag a fingertip across that ring. If it catches, if there's a ridge under there like a chalk speed bump, that is not a stain. That's mineral, calcium carbonate, the same material as limestone, left behind every time the water level evaporates a little and the dissolved rock it was carrying stays put. Peroxide will not touch that, and neither will bleach. Bleach is an oxidizer, and you cannot oxidize a rock. That's why the color fades for a week and comes back at exactly the same height. You've been bleaching the flag and leaving the flagpole bolted to the china. For that ring, you want citric acid, food grade, canning aisle, about $2 a treatment. Shut the supply valve, flush and hold the lever so the bowl empties. Pour a cup of citric acid around the exposed ring, wet it into a slurry with warm tap water. Close the lid and leave it overnight. Acid meets chalk. It converts the calcium carbonate into calcium citrate, which is water soluble and rinses away. One easy pass with the brush in the morning. If it wipes into a smear, particularly a pink or orange one, that's different. That's bacterial, most commonly Serratia marcescens, and peroxide is exactly right for it. A cup in the bowl, half an hour, brush and flush. So the honest answer isn't one bottle. It's two, and your fingertip tells you which. I'd rather give you that than sell you a miracle that leaves you scrubbing next month, wondering what you did wrong. Number 5, the slime ring in your washing machine door seal. Open a front loader and look at the rubber gasket. If there's a black, slimy, musty smelling ring in the folds, that's mold, and it's why every load comes out smelling faintly off no matter how much detergent you use. Machine cleaner boxes run $8 to $15 and mostly thin it out. Peroxide kills it. Mix 1 cup of peroxide with 1 cup of warm water. Soak a rag, wipe the entire seal down, and get right into the folds where it actually lives. Then run 1 empty hot cycle with a cup of peroxide in the detergent tray. Once a month, and leave the door ajar between washes. That gasket stays damp because you close a wet machine and walk away, and mold needs standing moisture to get started. 30 seconds of habit beats a monthly clean. Number 6, mold and buildup in the dishwasher. If your dishwasher leaves a film on glasses, smells musty when you open it, or has dark spots in the bottom, same chemistry. 2 cups of peroxide in the bottom of an empty machine, 1 full hot cycle with nothing in it. It kills the mold in the door seal and clears the biological layer off the spray arms. Every 2 months. And pull the filter out of the bottom while you're there. Most people don't know that's removable either. Rinse it under a hot tap, scrub it with an old toothbrush. A blocked filter is why the water isn't reaching your glasses properly. Appliance callouts for a dishwasher not cleaning run $150 to $200. This is most of what they do. Number 7, sewer smell from a floor drain or an unused sink. If you smell sewer gas in a laundry room, a basement bathroom, or a sink you rarely use, the cause is almost always a dry trap. Under every drain, there's a curved section of pipe that holds a small amount of water permanently. That water is a plug. It's the only thing standing between your nose and the sewer. Don't use the drain for a few weeks and it evaporates and the gas comes straight up. Pour a cup of peroxide down the drain to kill the biofilm on the pipe walls, then follow with enough water to refill the trap. The smell goes within minutes. Do this on any drain you haven't used in a fortnight, and in a guest bathroom you use twice a year, run the taps for 30 seconds once a month. That's the whole maintenance. Number 8, sump pump and basement drains. If you have a sump pump, the water sitting in that pit grows bacteria and algae, and the slime eventually fouls the float switch. When the float sticks, the pump either doesn't run when it should or runs continuously until the motor burns out. Either way, you're paying $300 or more for an emergency call out, usually during the exact weather that made you need the pump. Every 3 months, 2 cups of peroxide into the pit. Let it sit an hour. While you're down there, lift the float by hand and make sure the pump kicks in. That's a 5-second test that tells you whether the thing you're relying on actually works. Number 9, the one everybody gets backwards, septic tanks. You'll see this advice constantly, including on the video that probably brought you here. Pour a cup of peroxide down the drain monthly to maintain your septic tank. Do not do that. A septic tank works because of bacteria. That's the entire mechanism. A living colony breaks down solid waste, and the system functions because those bacteria are alive and thriving down there. Hydrogen peroxide is antibacterial. That's the whole reason it works on everything else in this video. Pouring it into a septic system every month means you are systematically killing the workforce. The advice about the bacterial additive packs is half right, mind you. Plenty of them are of questionable value, and the bacteria in them may well not survive shipping. But the answer to a questionable additive isn't a disinfectant. What actually maintains a septic tank is dull. Get it pumped on schedule every 3 to 5 years depending on tank size and household. Don't put grease, wipes, or anything non-biodegradable down it. Don't overload it with water in a short period, and keep vehicles off the drain field. That's it. That's the whole maintenance program, and none of it fits in a brown bottle. So instead, number 9 is this: a dry trap on a septic system. Same fix as number 7, but the smell matters more. Because on septic, a persistent sewer smell can also mean a venting problem or a tank that's overdue. If the trap refill doesn't fix it within a day, that's your signal to call somebody rather than pour something. Now the cautions, and these are short: 3% only, the standard brown bottle from any pharmacy. The 35% food-grade version burns skin on contact and is genuinely dangerous. Stronger is not better, it's just more dangerous while doing the same job. Never mix it with vinegar. Together they form peracetic acid, which is corrosive to skin, eyes, and lungs. You can use them in sequence on the same surface with a proper rinse between, but never in the same bottle. Never mix it with bleach. And store it in a cool, dark place. Heat and light break peroxide down into plain water, which is why so many people try these tricks and conclude they don't work. Their bottle expired. Pour a little on something greasy. If it fizzes, it's alive. If it just sits there flat, it's finished. Buy a fresh one and keep the cap tight. Oh. Here's the thing worth taking away, and it isn't really about peroxide. Look at what all of these actually have in common. The slow drain, the smelly disposal, the washer seal, the dishwasher, the dry trap, the sump pit. Every single one is biological, something alive growing in a wet place nobody looks at. That's what a dollar bottle handles, and it handles it properly. What it doesn't handle is mineral, which is why number 4 needed a different bottle. And what it definitely doesn't handle is anything mechanical, structural, or under pressure. So when somebody hands you a list of 40 miracle uses for one product, the useful question isn't whether it works. It's what category of problem it works on. Once you know that, you can work out the answer yourself for things nobody has made a video about yet. Walter's verdict, 4 wrenches out of 5. It earns 4 because it genuinely does 8 of these jobs well for about $1. It loses 1 because the advice circulating about it oversells it into 2 categories where it doesn't belong, and one of those could damage a septic system you'd pay thousands to replace. Go and check your bottle. If it doesn't fizz, everything in this video will fail and you'll blame the method. Tell me what to pull apart next.